Okay, so now that we've seen our catabolic pathways, let's look at how they play into fasted state metabolism. So basically what we're going to be looking at in this figure is we're going to be looking at the key storage locations for our storage molecules, um, and yeah, and and what happens there. Okay, so oh, another thing I want to say, this is quite a busy figure. Don't worry about the details. Really, what I want you to know is where the locations in the body are, where we store our storage molecules, what those storage molecules are, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, when we are running out of energy in our bodies, where do we go to tap into our energy stores, and what form do those energy stores take? Okay, so first thing, looking at the liver here, remember that we have glycogen stored in the liver. So if we are running low on energy, one of the things that we can do is we can start to break down the glycogen that is in our liver through the process of glycogenolysis. Okay. And you may remember, hopefully from a couple slides ago, that we get glucose and glucose 6 phosphate, which then can enter glycolysis and give us ATP. So that is the liver. Okay, another main source of energy when we are running out of energy in our bodies is our fat stores. Okay, no need to really know the details here, but basically we can break down our fats into their component parts, the free fatty acids and the glycerol. Those then can enter different pathways that will give us energy. So if you want to see those pathways, they're shown here. We have beta oxidation, we have gluconeogenesis. Okay, next up, another location in our body that we can rely on, that we can tap into for energy, is the muscle. Remember that in the muscle, we have some glycogen stored. Okay, so we can break down glycogen into eventually into glucose. So it's sort of a complicated set of uh, steps that we need to go through to get glucose, but we get glucose, and then eventually that can yield ATP for us when that glucose enters glycolysis. Okay. Additionally, um, if we are running low on amino acids, just kind of free amino acids floating around in our bloodstreams, what we can do is break down the protein that is in our muscle. Okay. That protein, when we break it down, will give us individual amino acids. And then those amino acids can enter gluconeogenesis, which then will give us glucose and eventually ATP. Okay, so this is kind of why when we are starving, when people are starving, they start to lose muscle mass, because after they have tapped into these other energy stores, they start to break down their muscle mass in order to free up these amino acids to convert to glucose. Okay. All right, last thing that I want to say is basically, in the fasted state, since nutrients are a little harder to come by in the body, we need to free them up from our storage locations in the body. The primary priority, the main priority, is to spare or to support the activities of the brain. So the brain kind of like gets first dibs on all of these energy molecules that are coming up. So glucose, particularly glucose and ketone bodies. Okay. All right, so that basically wraps up our discussion of fasted state metabolism. I just want to close with this table, which is kind of the expanded version of the table that you saw earlier for fed state metabolism. Again, it just shows you the fates of our different nutrient types during fasted state metabolism, and where we can find those nutrients.